welcome to the channel. It's Almighty Den, and I'm back again. And I'm here to tell y'all, when this college football 25 drops, that's what I'm going to be on heavily. Now, I'm hoping that it's living up to the hype, because it's a lot of hype for this game right now, simply because they haven't dropped the college football game since NCAA 14. So it's been nearly 10 years. So a lot of us been grinding on Madden, Call of Duty 2K. And that 2K, bro, listen, I've been on 2K24 this year. When it's dropped, bro, I'm hanging it up. It's as simple as that. I will play some NBA 2K25 when that come out, and I'll be ready for that. And I'll drop news and gameplay and all that type of stuff when that come out. But in the meantime, it will be between college football 25 and Elden Ring for me over the summer. It's that simple right there. Now, we're going to get into this gameplay deep dive, because a lot of us OGs on this game have been waiting on this very, very long. And I want to go through this with y'all so we can, get some feedback. Let me know who y'all trying to play with. I like to play with Florida. We missed a lot of good years, man. We missed Lamar Jackson. We missed Derrick Henry. We missed Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. We missed CJ Stroud. Man, we missed a lot of good college teams. I'm hoping we can maybe possibly go back and play, but I'm looking forward to it this year, man. Colorado might be nice. Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia. We're going to get into the game, man. Let's get it. So we got our college football 25 gameplay deep dive. Now let's go ahead and start with the video that they played. It's about 4 minutes, 5 minutes long. We're going to go through that, give it a breakdown, expand the screen. Man, let's get in it.
Which includes the new wear and tear system, player abilities, home field advantage, unique playbooks, and a host of new mechanics that deliver the explosive, fast-paced gameplay.
Keep in mind, there is a blog that we're going to go through that's going to explain some of these features more in detail, so I will talk about that as we go through the blog more and more. But let's focus on some of this gameplay and see some things that we might like, man.
Unique to college football. Let's get into it. The new wear and tear system changes how you approach.
Pop quiz, man. Looking at this pass right now, where y'all think about going with the ball? Now, I'm going to tell y'all off rip, I haven't seen the gameplay, but if A goes to the right, quick pass there. If X beats the man deep, you go there. Obviously, B, it looks like he's kind of covered early on in the play. But if RB hits that cut to the middle of the field, you go there. It's very, very simple, man. Let me know what y'all think below.
Every snap. Wear and tear is a progressive player health system that prioritizes strategic substitutions and diverse play calling to keep your players healthy. With wear and tear, every hit matters, but not all hits have the same impact. And a single hit, like a blow to a quarterback's throwing arm, can change everything, just like it can in real life. Every hit scales differently and will have unique effects on a player's performance as damage and fatigue add up over the course of a game.
Wear and tear. Very good, very something new. That's something new. I don't really know too much to say about that thus far, but the wear and tear system looks like it could be a very good addition to the game. Interesting to see if that's going to be more focused on probably Dynasty and Road to Glory, more so than just your play now games. But wear and tear, it looks like you're going to have to manage your players a lot better. When we talked about that in our last video, but we'll get into that more once we hit the blog for sure.
Managing wear and tear is critical to your team's success, both in a single game and over the course of a season. In EA Sports College Football 25, we're introducing both mental and physical player abilities that help separate highly skilled players from untested freshmen. In contrast to the pros, where superstar talent is generally balanced across the.
That was a nasty juke right there, man. I've been seeing things about the jukes, hearing things. They said it wasn't as the stick skills might not be as good as the shiftiness between the players because of the game speed. But that juke right there looked very, very official, man. You got him set up in the move. Now the player abilities, that sidestep looks actually really crazy. These player abilities are looking like the X factors. They said X factors weren't in the game. But if you get the right players and the right abilities, it looks like they have a lot of abilities to choose from or to have or to access. So it's going to be very interesting to see all these abilities in the game and see how they actually play out. Because, we don't want to have abilities to the point where they're just making the game too animation based and have too many guarantees in the game, like a guaranteed reaction just because you have a special ability. A special ability should enhance your skill set, but not necessarily make you unstoppable per se.
League. The player abilities in college were designed to showcase the overall discrepancy in player and team skill levels. Physical abilities boost attributes like breaking tackles, or can provide protection from wear and tear. Mental abilities enhance intangible traits like leadership, pre-snap clarity at the line of scrimmage, and staying calm under pressure. Here you can see the stadium pulse meter is maxed out, but the visiting quarterback does not have the mental ability, headstrong, which provides resistance to distractions. The visiting quarterback here.
In Madden, you can kind of see, in the past Maddens, you can kind of see, like, when you pull up your play pre-snap, that some of the routes and stuff look wiggly and you can't really see things very, very clearly. And I'm interested to see if that's going to actually affect your quarterback's throwing ability or make it more difficult to pass. Because if you can see the passing on this game, there's a new feature. I mentioned that in the last video as well. There's a new passing feature, so that could make certain passes more difficult to make. You know, they could add another layer of difficulty. So home field advantage looks like it really will play a factor in the game, and I'm excited to see how that's going to be moving forward.
Does have headstrong active so he can see the field more clearly and will be less prone to mistakes for this play. A player can have up to 8 abilities, and they can scale in effectiveness, providing situational advantages throughout a game that ignite the dynamic and unpredictable moments that make college football so exciting.
I ain't gonna hold you. 8 abilities sound crazy, bro. If you got 8 special player abilities, now obviously I know that y'all might not know this yet, but there are different tiers of them. Kind of like badge systems in 2K. It's different, like bronze, silver, gold tiers of them, which we will get into. Don't worry about it. We're gonna do a full breakdown. But having 8 of those, I know some of y'all Road to Glory players is gonna go absolutely bonkers for real. Because if you can create the right player, put him with the right moves, you basically gonna have like a demigod, all-American college athlete out there for sure.
Tiger Stadium to Happy Valley. We're pumping the sights and sounds of the most iconic and daunting home field environments right into your living room. And with home field advantage, the host team has the upper hand. As the visiting team, you'll face various degrees of home field advantages impacting confidence and composure levels, on-field performance, and more. Home field advantage will disorient players with lower composure levels more than it will for the level-headed players. Decisions like audibles and hot routes will become more difficult because these stadiums will be rocking. So it's more important.
Bro, if they put in the game where you try to change a hot route and your player don't run the right route because of the opposing crowd and it's a distraction and they're not composed, because I've seen that question mark above their heads, that would be absolutely crazy. That I can see that making me mad if for some reason if that really was like that. But I'm hoping it's not. But it is realistic in a sense, but still a video game. You know what I'm saying? Like if I want you to run this route, you run that route, bro. You run that route. Run something close to it, you know what I mean? But you know, hey, we gonna see. We gonna see.
Than ever to keep your team in manageable down and distance situations. With 134 FBS teams to choose from in EA Sports College Football 25, the wide range of play styles is something you can't experience anywhere else. From wide splits in Oklahoma to the
on that quick screen right there where some of the teams, looks like some of the teams that have some pretty solid overall. So it looks like there will be some pretty powerful teams in the game. Looks like there's going to be some balance there. So, you know, hey, looks like a good opportunity to play with a lot of other schools as well. Maybe not just our top 25 best college teams. I know a lot of us like to get down with on this game.
Triple option at Air Force to Michigan's dominant ground game. The playbook variety makes for unique matchups every game. Fake out your rivals with new user reverse handoffs. Explore the new option game and other new trick plays. With more teams throwing the ball all over the field, College Football 25's revamped passing mechanic adds control and variation to every dropback. To expand player variation at quarterback, we focused on tuning situational throws and an array of new trajectories that will provide more passing control with a timed button press. Other new gameplay mechanics will give you more control before and after the snap. Adjust the length of your primary route with custom stems. Switch players directionally.
That's fire. That's fire. Being able to actually adjust the length of your route is something that I've been wanting to do in Madden and college football for a very long time, and having the ability to actually change. I'm curious how deep they will go into that feature. Maybe you can make it like a slant. Maybe we're going to a deep post or a deep corner or a mid corner or a short corner, or like a small, like being able to change that depending on where you're at on the field is a huge advantage. You know, you might not run a 10-yard curl if you could put it at 5 if you only need 5 yards. You know what I mean? Or you might run a quick slant if the opposing team is not pressing your receivers or tight ends and whatnot. So that's a very, very unique feature to have. I hope it is as smooth as it sounds and you have a lot of flexibility with that. But I think that's a very good improvement to add to the game, to give you some more weapons on offense and be able to take advantage of how the defense is playing as well.
With the new switch stick for post-snap control, master the new kicking meter, and call a number of new hot routes at the line. For more on gameplay and playbooks, check out the Campus Huddle blog. Subscribe today to get the latest EA Sports College Football 25 news. To make it game day every day this season, pre-order the MVP bundle, which includes both EA Sports College Football 25.
All right. So there we have it. There's our first gameplay deep dive video. Now we get to actually go through the blog itself, where they go into a bit more details, and we'll go into some of these details as well, man. Because hey, we trying to see what this game is talking about, man. So we'll go through each point by point, and as you can see, man, it's gonna be a good lengthy video with a lot of good information, man. So y'all sit tight, and we gonna get through this thing together. So we got a pregame here. So it's not really too much here to go over. They got the campus IQ and 134 ways to play. I think that's one of the main things. All the new playbooks with all the new teams with more different offensive schemes and offenses, like they said, from Air Force triple option to the air raid at USC. I think that'd be very cool to see and nice to see different play styles. So I know when you play the same game a lot, it's interesting to see different approaches, different offenses, different defenses, different schemes to play against, because it keeps the game fresh, keeps the game feeling brand new, and it feels like you're playing the college experience. Unlike Madden, kind of where you kind of run into like a lot of the similar offenses, a lot of the similar plays, and a lot of similar play styles. But this would be very cool to see as well. Stories of Saturday seeks to encapsulate the raw emotions of these student athletes as they perform under intense pressure in hostile environments. A true freshman is going to respond differently compared to a senior, so getting that right is very important. Okay, hey, that looks very, very good. But let's get into the meat of the game, man. Stick work. As we watch these field here, I know a lot of us want to know how the spin moves, how the juke moves are going to go. But that hurdle right there that we seen in the gameplay looked very, very crazy. It looks realistic as well, not automatic. He did fall down to the ground. That does look like a very new animation instead of just clearly hitting him and then getting hit by the defenders. But as you can see, it does kind of look a little bit animation based. It looked like kind of as soon as the defender took that angle, it determined that he wasn't going to land on his feet. But we'll see. That's still kind of a cinematic gameplay type of a thing right there. But I mean, I'm very interested to see how the sticks actually feel, because like I said, I heard from people that played the game that the game speed made it to where you don't really need to use the stick skills. But if you actually do have good stick work, and you can time jukes and you can time cutbacks, obviously when you're running those routes out there, that can go crazy. That can go that can work well for you if you actually be able to master that. And from the blog itself, let's focus on this. It says, however, we didn't stop there. We introduced an all-new specific run style for different archetypes in college football 25. So I think it's very cool to have different archetype running backs, because no running backs are the same. You have speed running backs, you have quick running backs, you have elusive running backs, you have power backs, you have running backs that can truck. You have some running backs like Reggie Bush that kind of have all the factors. You got your Derrick Henrys, you got your Chris Johnson type running backs. So it'd be very well to see these different archetypes of running backs, and I'm glad that they have that ability in the game to experience that, and those will come in effect with those player abilities. So the player abilities combined with that stick work, combined with those archetypes, will make a very dynamic game for stick work. Up next, we got the wear and tear feature. Now, one of the cool things about the wear and tear feature is the fact that, I know in a lot of football games we play, we know we got those players who run the same play over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm one of those players, man. So if they're not getting tired, they staying in, and I'm running the ball 10 times, 20 times until you stop that play. If you're not stopping that play, it's going. But the good thing about this is they will have the ability to not automatically, but be more transparent of how to take people out and set people out and let you know where they're being impacted at. It lets you know what body parts, what injuries, or what's at risk. They're letting you know what's at risk, and then they're giving you options to change your players out from what I've seen so far. So we'll go over quickly to see how it works right here. I think this is one of the main paragraphs from this subject. It says every limb and body part of a player is linked with unique attributes. For instance, if your quarterback's throwing arm receives a significant hit, you will notice a decrease in your throw power and accuracy. Similarly, damage to the legs will impact a player's change of direction and acceleration, making every movement feel slower. So if you keep taking hits to the legs, you won't be as quick, you won't be as fast. It's almost like kind of like a boxing game or a chess match inside of a game. If you know that you kind of want to slow a team's down, running game down, maybe you go for the legs. If you know that a quarterback is going to dominate you, maybe you try to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying bounty hunt. I'm not saying that, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying being strategic on the game. If you don't want the player to do certain things, and they have this ability in the game, maybe as a defender, you can use it to your advantage in the game. But it says here, the more damaged a body part is, the higher the chance and severity of an injury. Not that I'm trying to injure players. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do that in an immoral way, but in a video game type of, system, you know how players play. You know how players play, bro. If you could take out somebody's best player in a video game to give you a chance to win, that's what players is going to do. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? Let's be real. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. All right. Where can you see it? You know what I'm saying? Player reticle, left wear tear bars, right side fatigue. Note the bars depleting only represent the most hurt body part. Now, my boy over here from Clemson looks like he's getting destroyed, man. Risk of injury is severe. So you see you got the different levels, increased, high. I can't see that. I'm pretty sure that maybe say severe. His chest is getting destroyed. So maybe you don't want to send him across the slant in the middle. Maybe this guy needs to take a break and you need to sub into the running back if he's looking like this. Now, like I said, it does matter what game mode you're playing. If you're playing Dynasty, playing Road to Glory, it's going to be a lot different than if you're just playing the online quick game, because obviously it's not going to matter as much after the game. But if you're playing a season or you're playing a Dynasty, then these injuries are clearly going to matter. You know what I mean? You don't want them to be hurt for multiple games or out for the season. So, you do a good job of managing that. So, here, depth chart. Here you can see a wear and tear panel on the bottom right of the player card, as well as the total and attribute is decreasing. So you will be able to see how much your attributes are going down and where it stands, if you should keep them out there or not. Coach vision, hold LT plus right stick to see wear and tear status of your entire team. Picture in picture, the in play call menu, and they've added a ton of wear and tear get up animations. After your player is banged up, you'll see a variety of animations for a given body part depending on the severity. So if you pay attention to the game, how your players are reacting to getting hit or reacting to plays, you'll be able to kind of tell like which part of their bodies is actually hurting or which parts you need to manage. So that's a good feature as well. I'm glad that they added that to the game. So the option game. Let's go to the option game, right? The option game in college football is probably, one of the more distinct factors, because they have a lot of options and they have a lot of offenses that run triple options and reverse options and run pass options and, a type of style of play that you can only get in college football, and certain offenses do it really, really well. So one of the more important things to me was seeing it run well, but not be a system that can be abused. Now, if you run a certain defense and you're not in the defense to stop it, then you should get shredded up every single time. Not every defense can stop every offensive scheme, but we don't want to be too crazy to where it's like everybody's only running the option game offense, and it makes seems like this is the best option, the best offense in the game by far, and it's kind of like decreases the level of the experience from going against other offenses. So I do look forward to the option game, but let's get into it, man. The changes to pull the mechanic simplifies your reads while also making RPOs much more reliable, much more usable. If you don't touch anything, the quarterback will simply hand the ball off to the running back in an RPO scenario. If you want to bail from a read and run, press A. If you want to hit the receiver, you can simply press that receiver's corresponding button immediately to throw. This seems like how the Madden RPO is set right now. If you've played it, this is kind of how it goes. If you want to throw to a receiver, just hit the receiver icon. And if you want to hand it off to the running back, you just don't press anything. So that's very, very good to see. Looking to keep the ball with the QB on the RPO. The type of RPO dictates whether you can read and peek or can't. Alert and glance. We've made adjustments to differentiate pitch strength. Now, a quick tap will execute a quick pitch while holding down LB, L1 result in a strong pitch. A quick tap for a swift pitch, useful in tight spots. However, it might not hit the pitch in back stride. So I know a lot of us probably going to do it with the quick pitch, but the strong pitch may be, they need to kind of see the difference on that, because I'm not understanding like what's the difference between a quick pitch and a strong pitch? You know what I mean? Like maybe strong pitch, you want to throw it a little bit further out, so you push the ball stronger if the guy's further out rather than just kind of quickly flipping it. That makes sense. But if they're closer, maybe you want to go a little bit quicker, like boom, here, take it. Or for example, if you're about to get tackled and you don't have time to throw it as much, which is what I'm thinking is going to be. Let's say you got to make a quick decision. You quickly flip it out there, boom, you got it. Or if you have time to make a decision, maybe you just kind of you hold it, and then you kind of just flick it out there like that. And so the defense makes a decision, and then boom, you got your strong pitch. But that's kind of what it sounds like to me as well. New control around when the quarterback will branch out of the option movement has been added as well. If you hold RT/R2 when you're a couple yards past the line of scrimmage, you'll branch into the standard ball carrier movement, which is nice. Use this when you've got the edge and decide to try and take it to the crib with your quarterback. So instead of being stuck in that run pass option or that option pass animation where you kind of running deciding the ball, when you get past the yard of scrimmage, you'll pretty much carry the ball like a running back, and you can just run the ball as normal. And I'm pretty sure you can still lateral the ball back if you want to, but that'd be probably more of a lateral back than an option at that point. But hey, it still could work. We've also added a new range of animations, including a comprehensive set of pitch animations and pitch catches. We've also introduced new pitch out of tackle animations in this year's title, so that's very cool to see. I'm glad to see in this video you kind of get an idea of what passing out of the tackle looks like. Now, I'm not sure if that matters if you're slightly before you get tackled, actually while you're during getting tackled. Like, you know how sometimes you might be coming down. A lot of players in college football, they're coming down, and while they're falling down, they pitch the ball out last second, which could be a very cool play to see in the game. Says the defense has also seen some significant upgrades. New AI logic has been added for the read and pitch keys, including new read key animations. Read keys now consider more realistic context when decided to crash or stay home. For instance, they're more likely to stay home and play the quarterback when on the wide hash marks. Conversely, when the offense is close to the first down line, they'll play the dive back more often. Pitch keys now exhibit more varied behavior with the ability to bluff whether they're playing the quarterback or running back. We've introduced new coach adjustments as well. Rather than a single option defense, you can now instruct your read and pitch keys separately on how to defend. These adjustments aim to offer a more authentic and immersive gameplay option. We hope you enjoyed the new and improved option game. So I'm glad that they actually took some time to improve the option game from the defensive perspective as well, because if you're going to give the option all these new animations and reasons and ways to pass out of the option or hand it off or pass the ball or keep it, then you obviously need to give the defense some new options as well to stay home, guard the run, guard the pitch, stay on the quarterback, manage him. Don't just make dumb decisions. So it's good that they updated the AI logic to kind of help us play defense as well on the option, because a lot of the times that's where some of the more difficulty comes from, is like the computer's in a position, but they make dumb decisions. You know what I mean? Like, don't make a decision to crash down so fast and give up a wide open pitch where you can kind of run down the sideline. That's just football right there. Maybe you understand football, maybe play the game the right way. So new AI logic, I hope it works as good as it sounds. Shells, I'm not talking about turtles. What's this talking about here? With the removal of base alignment, we want to put our time and effort into improving alignment, along with giving the player to disguise your coverages. This is the addition to the chess match that our core fans have been asking for. And play call, use right stick while in formation view to command your secondary to position in a range of cunningly disguised looks. These can range from high pressure cover 0 blitz to back end off cover 4 look. So I think base align is a cool defense to have sometime. I don't know if it's completely removed out of the game. It said it is removed. I mean, I don't know how you would remove a base defense, but base alignment, I guess you have the ability to align exactly how you want to align every play. And I think that's very good to have as well, because sometimes the base alignment is terrible depending on the play call that you have. That's why a lot of players have to audible and move certain players around and run certain blitz plays so that the plays actually work. So if you could do that pre-snap, I think that's a very, very good feature to have, instead of having to run out there, set everything up, and then have to audible everybody in the right position right before your opponent snaps the ball. I think that is a lot sometimes, especially for players that are newer to the game. And if we have the ability to do that pre-snap, that's absolutely amazing. And I'm excited to use that feature if it works like that. Unleash your creativity with these options, just like real life coaches, to confuse opposing quarterbacks, but tread caution. If a defensive back has low composure, there's a risk he might mess up the disguise look. So keep that in mind, man. If you got low composure out there, you might want to use one of them players and make sure they got some help behind them, because you don't want them getting burnt. You don't want them getting cooked. You don't want them making mistakes, like these mental mistakes in college football that these players make. look like they're going to be happening in this game. Abilities. Now, this is one of the more exciting things I've been excited to see. I wish you had a whole list of the abilities, but like I was saying earlier, there are a lot of abilities in the game. There are different tiers to the abilities. You have bronze, you have silver, you have gold, and you have platinum, and there are two types: mental abilities and then physical abilities. So as you can see here, you have field general as a mental ability, option king physical ability, workhorse physical ability, downhill physical ability. So we don't have an extensive list just yet, but this is very cool to see, very cool to have. According to College Football 25, there are 80 abilities, the majority of which are completely new to the football gaming space. These abilities are purely situational boosts, and there are no guarantees. Perfect. That's what I want to see. Situational boosts, no guarantees. Abilities are categorized into two groups. We just covered that, physical and mental. Each of these groups is further divided into 4 tiers: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. The most player can have at any given time is 5 physical and 3 mental. So that's cool. I was thinking they may have 8 physical. If you got 8 physical boosts out there or 8 physical abilities, you are a dog. You're a dog, bro. Like you hop on Madden and you see somebody with 8 physical, 8 X factors. You might not want to play against that team too much, but I'm glad to see that they will be having players with special abilities, because there are a lot of special players in college football. Our aim is to provide players with increasing depth as they progress through these tiers. For instance, consider our new grip breaker ability under the physical category. This ability bolsters a defender's capability to disengage from a block. At the bronze and silver tiers, this is only applicable during run plays. However, at gold and platinum, it applies during pass plays as well. So that's very cool to see. We got Travis Hunter right here, fan favorite, best friend, clear-headed mental abilities. Physical, sure hands, 50-50 double dip, layout, recoup. Not sure what all of those mean just yet, but I think it's very, very cool to see, 95 overall. He's actually in the game. Colorado, that's actually fire. Player abilities are not final, represents a game in development, so that's good to know. Can we go over one? Yes, sir. Let's see. Sure hands, improved standard catches, 50-50 ball, improved jump ball ability, double dip, improved double move, routes, layout, improved dive catches, recoup, improved fatigue recovery. So that's very fire to see as well. And they don't look very, very overpowered. It looks like a very good balanced amount of physical abilities. Nothing too crazy right there, especially at least for Travis Hunter. While creating abilities, we kept gameplay balance at the forefront of our development. A perfect example of this is the new pocket shield ability. This progressively makes offensive linemen hold blocks better on standard pass plays. However, even at the platinum tier of this ability, it doesn't apply if the distance to the first down is more than 10 yards. So you'll have to stay on schedule to reap the benefits. Lastly, it's still possible for a lineman to lose even at platinum tier. I like that feature as well. It shouldn't be no guarantees. It shouldn't be too crazy just because you have a platinum tier player. But even though I still feel like it's going to be very, very useful to have, but having no guarantees, given the chance to actually win against these types of players, because they do lose some battles, man. They don't win everything. That's actually cool to see. Though this will be expanded upon later in the upcoming Dynasty Deep Dive, we have introduced coach abilities with gameplay effects. These abilities will have certain impacts on major features such as confidence and composure, home field advantage, and play styles, just to name a few. So far, I like what I see. Wear and tear, the abilities. But we moving on next, man. So far, it's looking like it's going to be a very good game. A lot of new, interesting features. Now we're going to go to pre-snap recognition. This is kind of what I was saying. We have introduced a new pre-snap recognition feature designed to bring a level of clarity to the line of scrimmage that reflects the experience level of the player controlling the game. For example, a freshman player may not be able to identify who's coming to blitz or what the shell is at the line of scrimmage compared to what a seasoned center would recognize. Okay, what ability do I need? The field general ability is what brings all this together. Here's how it works. Bronze tier, blitzers are highlighted but only after the snap. Silver tier, players can spot blitzers before the snap but only if they're close to the line of scrimmage. Gold tier unveils a covered shell momentarily. Platinum tier allows players to see even disguised shells, albeit briefly. Okay, if you want to go into another deep dive of that, feel free. But we're gonna watch this play here. Good pass. Pre-snap recognition. That looks like, you want to have good pre-snap recognition so that you can put your team in the best situation to convert in the first down, move the ball, or be in a good position on defense as well. Confidence and composure. They definitely been emphasizing how this plays, especially like from freshman to senior levels. And if you want to have composure, if you don't have composure, you don't have confidence, then from what I've been reading, is as if your players might mess up. Simple as that. It's like real life college football. The moment's too big for a lot of players. They may make mistakes, and as you can see, just like we see on Saturdays, players can get hot or cold depending on the outcome of each play. So it can work into your favor as well. You know what I'm saying? If you build your confidence up, you having a good game, and a player has low composure out there, you might want to pick on that matchup. You know what I'm saying? Experience plays a critical role in confidence and composure. A freshman player will have more volatile swings compared to a seasoned senior. As the crowd level increases, the effect on the player's confidence increases progressively. So keep this in mind with which team you're playing at. If you're playing away games, especially at bigger schools, this confidence and composure feature will absolutely start to kick in. And if you scroll down some more, it's important to note that composure is highly individualized, driven by a player's archetype. So your archetype does matter. For instance, when your player starts to cook, a scrambling quarterback will have improved ball security, while a field general will benefit from improved throw accuracy. Additionally, players can have unique mental abilities that influence their composure. These abilities can affect their teammates for that position group. Consider the Legion ability, which increases the confidence of other defensive back when that player gets an interception. Take note, these mental abilities are lost anytime a player goes cold, making the management of confidence and composure more essential. I will leave the heavy details for the Dynasty blog, but your coach's abilities to play an important role in composure. The effects are similar and remind me of when USC, led by a true freshman quarterback, went to the Horseshoe and beat Ohio State in 2009. So it looks like these features are more focused on Dynasty, which makes sense because, you want to keep these games up throughout the season, and I'm looking forward to coming out there and developing these archetypes and these builds and having these abilities and using these players. Now, it looks like these features are the confidence and composure is going to play more of a role in your dynasty long term. But, your day-to-day play, your play now, your quick online matches. Obviously, if you're playing well, your players will benefit. And if you're not playing well, then that's going to show on the field. Coach Vision. This is a real-time pre-snap information system designed to quickly provide you a detailed overview of the features. Wear and tear, we went over that. This calls out the most damaged body part on the player, composure and confidence. Our dual-sided bar system provides real-time insights into your player's performance. A red bar suggests your players are starting to cook, while a blue one indicates he's getting cold. If a red flame icon or blue snowflake appears, it signifies that your player has reached the maximum in their respective area. So you don't want to get cold out there, and you want to stay hot on fire. And if you look down below, you can kind of see some of these blue bars and some of these red bars how they're looking. So it looks like these players aren't as composed as some of these players over here. And if you actually get that flame lit up, then you're ready. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, if you look, you'll see this is LSU, so they're at home. So, this crowd might be rattling. Looks like, I can't see what team that is per se, but it looks like that team might be some of these players might be rattled. But some of these veterans over here, maybe they're seniors, maybe they're been there longer, so they're not being as impacted as much. But you can see here on this right-hand side, you got composure. You can check your blocking. You can check your wear and tear. And you can check your, I can't see that one. I ain't going to hold you. But composure, wear and tear, those are the two ones right there. Abilities, the highlights players' abilities on both sides of the ball. You can be able to see those abilities as well. You can kind of check that. So it's cool that you can see these things on the field. You ain't got to pause the game or go look at the roster to kind of see what players can do. So that's nice to know what your opponents can do as well and what tiers they have them at, so you can kind of prepare for that. Matchups. While the idea of showing matchups is not new, we have reworked the formula to make this easily accessible and straightforward to you. This is now color-coded for ease of use, understanding green for a favorable matchup, yellow for an even one, and red for a disadvantage. The system enables you to quickly assess the situation and adjust your gameplay accordingly. Now, they're making identifying matchups easier for people who probably aren't as experienced with the game. Now, if I know I got a top receiver over here and I'm going against a school that can't really defend the passes that well, I'm going to know there's a matchup. But the fact that they've color-coded it and gave you green, yellow, and red, this should make it a lot bit easier for you and easier for everyone to identify. So if you know you got a matchup, maybe you don't want to be one-on-one over there. Maybe you want to give them some safety help. Maybe, you want to put more people in the box if they got a strong running back, So these are things you want to keep in mind when you play in this game, obviously. But this is just football, man. So this is what we're here to talk about. Home field advantage. We already understand home field advantage, man. If you have home field advantage, the crowd going to be rocking. It might be shaking up the other team. It's going to rattle the other team. That comes in effect with the composure aspect of the game, man. So we ain't got to go too much into that as well. But I do think that, it's going to be cool that they do have realistic sounds and audio in the game from some of these schools. So it will be cool to see. And in addition, we paid homage to the classic '06 version of the game by reintroducing a similar screen shake, stadium pulse meter, and allowing you to tell the crowd to get louder by flicking up on the right stick. Our audio team really helped bring the home field advantage to life with the new stadium mixes. This nostalgic feature not only adds a touch of authenticity, but it also intensifies the moment, making you feel right in the heart of the action. So hey, if you got home field advantage, it looks like it's going to be an actual benefit to having that for one of the first times it feels like in a long time playing a football game. You know what I mean? A lot of the time they got home field advantage, like who cares? I'm gonna go out there, don't matter if you at home or not. But if it's actually shaking your players up and affecting their attributes and ability, that's a real life impact right there. Pre-play controls, right? This year, before each snap, you will notice several enhancements designed to amplify the strategic gameplay. Hot routes have undergone a revamp, providing all players with access to 12 unique routes. That is fire. Having 12 unique routes is going to open up the offense for a lot of us. For instance, the new Bang 8 route has been incorporated into the outside receiver tree. The entire route tree is readily available for all quarterbacks without the need of an ability. That's also a very, very good feature, man. Shout out to EA, man. They're making this college football 25 sound pretty good, especially with all the abilities and changes and adjustments you can make pre-snap. I think that's a very good area to focus on, because I know some of the gameplay itself on the field maybe can't be updated as much, but these pre-snap adjustments, ability to put your players in the right position and make the right play to make it more of a chess match every game, this is gonna be fire, man. It's sounding good. It's sounding good. What can I say, man? Y'all be sure to like this video if you're still hanging around and subscribe, man. We here all summer, man. Let's get it. Defensively, the risk factor associated with run commit has been toned down as well. Traditionally, the risk was conceding a touchdown if the offense opted for a pass, with reward potentially being a tackle for a loss. Now the mechanic only affects defenders' position in the box. That's a very great feature. That run commit, man, like I used to hate when I used to do run commit and they don't even really get to tackle for the loss, because, you know, sometimes they might go outside for the pitch and everybody kind of blitzes in. But if it only focuses on the players in the box, that actually helps out a lot, because I didn't want to necessarily give up touchdowns just because I believed that my defender was going to run the ball. But hey, that's, you know, good to know that. Lastly, we're introducing custom stems, a new feature that allows you to adjust the distance of a receiver's route. We talked about that at the beginning of the video. While hot routing, press and hold L1, LB to start adjusting. Move L left stick to modify the distance by a single yard, or the D-pad for alterations in 5-yard increments. Now that's absolutely fire. Now that we know that we can shorten or lengthen the length of a route by a yard or 5 yards, this is going to completely change the game by it's being played, man, because this opens up so much plays for your offense and ability to attack the defense, that as a defender, man, you really going to have to be on your stuff. You're going to really have to understand what you need to guard, because the AI is not going to be able to guard everybody like this, like it is in real life. You know what I mean? You can't stop everything, but the fact of the matter is, you have a lot of routes to consider now that you can change the length of the route, which is going to be absolutely deadly, bro. I'm trying to tell you, the offense in this game, it sounds like it's going to put up a lot of points. Just going to be honest with you. Assuming the next point, the passing system, you can get the hang of it. You know what I mean? You got to be able to throw the ball to make it work. So the revamped passing system. Quarterback, the iconic position in football. Our main objective in the pass game was to hone the art of layering the football. This includes everything from dropping the ball in the bucket to your tight end, between the linebackers and the free safety. To throw a bullet on the 12-yard dig route, these new trajectory changes allow you to really throw the receiver open. So it seems like if you can master the pre-snap and this new passing system, you're going to be a dog offensively, but that doesn't save you on defense. You still got to play defense too. Always remember, offense wins games, but defense wins championships. Now, to accomplish this, we've increased the variance of the left stick pass lead intent, changed our inaccuracy and missed locations, and overhauled our passing trajectories. The biggest change you will feel immediately is how we evolved the concept of throw power. Now, throw power doesn't simply refer to the distance of the throw, but how hard you can throw it. You can often hear color commentators discuss a quarterback's arm strength in the context of 10 to 15-yard bullets on a hook and dig route rather than 60-plus yard throws. Okay, I think that's very, very cool, because the harder you throw the ball, shorter, the quicker it gets there. It doesn't just dictate that you can throw a big bomb 60 yards down the field, because not everybody can throw a big bomb 60 yards down the field, but most of them should be able to throw a nice bullet 10 to 15 yards, you know, as a quarterback in college football, at least. You know what I'm saying? That's not too crazy. Maybe for the regular person, y'all might can't get the ball 10 to 15 yards on a bullet. But for a quarterback in college football, you know, for most major schools, you should be able to do that pretty excitingly, man. So On the start of a pass, you'll notice 3 colors: blue, yellow, red. These sizes of these sections depend on your quarterback's attribute abilities, the throw distance, and the other factors that impact accuracy, such as being pressured, back foot on the run. Landing in blue increases the chance of a safe, accurate ball. While landing in yellow could mean a miss or more uncertainty from your ideal target. Red areas indicate potential inaccuracy. The longer you stay in red, the greater the penalty. Keep in mind that not all red sections are equal. Quarterbacks with weaker arms or lower accuracy ratings will have larger red sections. No different than real life. Trying to push the ball downfield consistently with the quarterback who has a weak arm is not a great move. Nice. So it looks like we have some real time in to consider. So you need to have a good quarterback to have accurate passes. If you have a quarterback that doesn't have a good arm or good arm strength, it's going to be harder to get it in that green range. But that's it's very easy. So hopefully, though, when the players are open and you're not too pressured, it's not too difficult. But I can see if you are pressured pretty well and you don't have the best quarterback, that can be a challenge. But, if there's the ability to actually succeed with quarterbacks that have weaker arms because you're just that good at the game, I think that'd be cool to see as well. So I'm liking what I see, EA, man. This is sounding pretty good, man. Let's keep getting into it. Introducing the switch stick. So something for our defenders out there, people who care about defense. Have you found yourself making adjustments to defend your opponent's passing game, all to try to stop the same pass plays from being used repeatedly against your defense? We've all been there. We know this. Get ready for control you've never had. We've introduced a switch stick, a simple yet powerful tool to make defensive switching more compelling. When you're lurking in pass coverage, flick the right stick. This will directionally switch you to other coverage defenders according to the direction of your flick, thus allowing you to play multiple levels of the field in an instance. Oh, that's so fire. That's actually a very solid feature because, when you're using a player, sometimes you maybe can hit a button to change, but the ability to just flick the right stick in this direction and now I'm controlling this player will give you the ability to play all over the field at once. Now you want to go to that player, you flick it that direction. You want to go to that player, you flick it that direction. That's actually really, really nice right there. I like that a lot. And this is the type of feature that you need to combat some of these passing mechanics, some of these option mechanics. And this is definitely going to hop on that option and their RPOs, because the ability to just switch over there, because a lot of the time when you run an RPO, you run the option to the same side of the receiver that you're throwing to. Now, sometimes you might go to the opposite side of the receiver, but the ability to be able to flick those 3 players, so the linebacker, the defensive end, and the corner or the nickel, is actually a good feature for us defenders. So this switch stick seems very, very fire. It says we know the pain of getting caught on your defensive line while trying to make adjustments. So additionally, when in a pass rush situation, press left stick B /O to switch directly. What about the hit stick? No worries here. Once the quarterback has thrown the ball, crosses the line of scrimmage, the right stick turns back into a hit stick. Fire. The game changed. The defensive game has changed from here. Enjoy. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's what I like to see. Playbooks and team play style. This year, over 1,500 new plays, more than 50 formations, along with 134 team playbooks. These are based on a variety of play styles such as air raid, multiple, pistol, power spread, option, pro, run and shoot, spread option, and veer shoot. These playbooks can be customized and saved as a custom playbook, adding a layer of strategy to the game. So I look forward to making my own playbook, man, this year in this EA. I want to have one of the more flyer playbooks in the game that exists that everybody, you can play. Hey, what playbook is that? What play is that? Because with all of these features in the game, there are going to be players out here that are just nasty, especially like there's gonna be a formation out of here that's just so nasty that it's gonna be very difficult to stop with the right personnel. And this game is being set up to be that way. So look, it says a new glance RPO has been added, giving players the ability to read a safety to the side of the glance route, which is a short post. This year's game is filled with RPO plays. Consequently, we recognize the need to enhance the defensive abilities to counter them. That's what I've been preaching all day. You know what I'm saying? You have to have defense that can stop these plays. In the majority of defensive alignments, defenders who are positioned away from the run action will prioritize their pass responsibilities. Additionally, defenders who have been designed to be more aggressive in fending off blocks from incoming receivers. On top of that, run-fit defenders are now capable of responding to the run action more rapidly, enabling them to come downhill and make a stop. Very important. Very important right there, because you don't want to have players just lurking there while you over there running the option and having 2 choices and this player just kind of sitting there stuck in no man's land. So good to know. When it comes to attention to detail, we didn't stop there. You will see the popular wide formation splits from teams such as Oklahoma and Tennessee, which are spread further out than traditional formations, a characteristic of the veer and shoot play style. Now that's actually really, really fire, because he's nearly on the sideline. I know a lot of times he'll have to go kind of like right inside the numbers or right by the numbers, but he's nearly almost out of bounds kind of. So Seeing these play styles and opening up the field, especially if you have a running quarterback, can be a very big difference maker. Very interesting to see how this is going to work out. The flexible option offense is also introduced, delivering plays such as the triple option, midline, rocket toss, counter option, and zone defense. On the defensive side of the ball, the playbooks assigned to teams include the 3-2-6, 3-4-3, 3-4 multiple, 3-5, 3-3-5 tight, 4-2-5, 4-3, 4-3 multiple, and multiple. I'm not even gonna hold you. Yeah, I've heard of most of these defenses. Okay, they just I think a lot of these like dime. They just put them in formation numbers to know who's on the line, how many backs you got, and how many DBs you got. So pretty straightforward if you keep up with football. So you have a lot of formations to counter some of these offenses. All they're saying right there. Tempo game. In order to replicate the quick-paced nature of college football, we've introduced several modifications prior to the snap. These include no huddle. That's my style of play. I'm a no huddle guy for real. And the new turbo tempo style, both aim and speed of the game flow. In the no huddle tempo, players rush back to the line, offering traditional tempo option on the wide triangle. Although there is no huddle, audibles to plays within your personnel groups are still possible. That's how we get down, man. I'm a no huddle, air raid, run the ball type of guy, bro. If I gotta run the ball, I'm gonna run the ball. But if I gotta get no huddle on you and you're not stopping a certain player, I'm cooking. It's as simple as that, man. I'm not gonna sit there and play around with you. I don't play with my food. You gotta get a stop. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, offense wins games, defense wins championships. You're going to have to stop me, man. Simple as that. Okay. Let's see here. In relation to clock management, AI decision making regarding time usage is also undergone substantial revision to more accurately mirror the strategic decision making of real life coaches. Both players and the AI can now initiate a spike from any alignment, thereby conserving crucial seconds. That's actually a very good feature. Instead of having to just... So many times I've been playing Madden and old college football games, you have to be in the spike formation to spike the ball. The fact that you can just line up and spike the ball in any formation is going to save a lot of time and not waste timeouts. I know I've wasted so many timeouts by or plays by lining up in a spike formation when I didn't mean to, and I spiked the ball and wasted play or wasted timeout. So that's good as well. In situations where players or AI are about to audible, players will glance toward the sideline, looking at the play call holders on both offense and defense. If the defense gets caught looking at the sideline, they will be slower to get off the ball. Okay, that's definitely realistic. Real-time coaching, let's get it. In this RTC engine, coaching aggressiveness possess unique adaptive adjustment levels. This means that different coaches will react and adapt differently to successful run or pass games, thus creating more authentic, dynamic, and unpredictable gameplay environment. Okay, so this looks more like when you're playing against a computer. As you can see, the AI will also recognize and adapt to your offensive personnel. For instance, if you're dominating a team with the inside zone out of 11 personnel, you'll notice the CPU tweaking the defensive line, providing a different look to potentially alter your play call. If you have significant success on the ground, you may find some teams loading the box earlier than others. Okay, so the AI has some sense. They're not going to just let you keep doing the same plays over and over again. And it's also really good because it can teach you. You can learn from the AI in these types of situations. So if you're doing something that it's hard to stop online and the AI is stopping you, and you can kind of take some notes from the AI, like, okay, this is how I need to play. These are the adjustments that I need to make to stop this play as well. So I think that's a good way to learn as well. In the trenches, on the D line, on the offensive line, man, where the battles are won, where games are won, man, a new pass protection mechanic has been added, which provides 6 pass protection targeting schemes. These schemes allow players to have increased control over matchups through user interface matchup lines. Players can now see who is targeting who, and indicators will show unblocked defenders. Additionally, the pocket formation on pass plays have been improved to enhance the overall gameplay. To maintain the flow of momentum and blocking interactions, 400 animations have been added. These animations not only cover open field blocking, but also extend to pass blocking and run blocking point of attack engagements. This helps deliver an aggressive and powerful experience in the trenches akin to what is played out in real life on Saturdays. So, hey, a lot of new blocking animations, and if you have a good, strong offensive line like Alabama, you're probably going to be okay. But if you have a smaller school with a line that's not that great and you're playing against a major school, then you probably will need to know how to use some of these schemes and adjust your passing protection mechanics or your run blocking mechanics so that you could probably get some plays off and not get destroyed time after time after time again. Simple as that. It's pouring out here. Weather. Throwing or handling a wet football is challenging and fundamental concept of the game. We have introduced several gameplay changes to make the experience more immersive and realistically difficult. The weather now plays a significant role in influencing the outcome of the game, and effects are far from subtle. Let's first touch on player movement. Harsh weather conditions affect the movement of your players. It's challenging to plant and cut in these conditions, and this will be the first thing you feel. Now, I've heard that the weather played a big deal, especially the rain, especially the snow. You can slip. Your defenders might slip on the routes. Your DBs might slip. And if they're not composed, it's going to get even worse. It might become an absolute nightmare. This is some things that I've read from people who played the game. So this might be the first time I played a football game where the weather actually makes a significant impact in the game. The passing game faces considerable impact when playing under harsh weather conditions as well. Players will notice wobbly passes, impacted pass accuracy, and throw power are some of the gameplay elements affected by the weather. The chances of increased drops and fumbles also rise under adverse weather conditions. Now, this actually may make the game, I think, in my opinion, a bit more fun to play because it'll add a bit more realism to the game as well. Now, obviously, if you're playing on a nice sunny day in a dorm, it's cool, but I think it's also cool to, maybe play in a rainy game or some snow game and see some of how the weather actually impacts the game. And you kind of get a different feel of the game. So it's like I said, the game shouldn't be stale because you're getting like a new experience with all these different offenses, all these different teams, all these different environments, and then you add the weather as well. It looks like it's coming together beautifully. The little things you may have noticed in the trailer, but in case you didn't, new 1 foot sideline catch animations. Know that. New walk to the line animations. Cool. Defensive pursuit has been refreshed in college to present the wide range of players' ability in real life to track the ball carrier in space. Playmaker, a fan favorite, that playmaker mechanic, right stick on pass plays has been revamped for increased responsiveness and control. And play action. When a play action is called in run situations such as first down or less than 3 yards to the first down, the effects on run fit defenders are now amplified. So if you call it a play action when in a situation where it's not normally expected for a play action, sounds like the run defenders might bite on a little bit more. So keep that in mind. That's something you might want to write down in your notes. So when a game comes out, if it's first down and first and 10 or less than short yardage, and you hit them with a play action like and throw them with a pass, if they're not composed, if the weather is bad, you might catch them slipping. You might catch them slipping, but you got to pay attention and listen to these gems that they're dropping for us. It's good. The kicking mechanics, I've talked about this as well. Whether the kick was wild right in 91 or a chip shot down the middle to win 2010 National Championship, the kicker in college football is a vital role that is often overlooked until the game's on the line. This year, the role is given the love it deserves with the new introduction and intuitive new kicking mechanic that truly refreshes the kicking game. So how does it work? It says the distance of the kick along with the kicker's rating decide the green and yellow regions of the meter. That means the longer kicks with lower rated kickers will have smaller green zones, making the kicks more challenging. It adds an element of strategy to your game, as you need to consider your kicker's ability before making a long distance attempt. Okay, so if you don't have a kicker that has a good strong kicking ability or good strong ratings, then your window for making the kick is going to be smaller, as it should be. I know a lot of times we play a lot of these football games and kickers are just expendable type of players, but in college football that should be a different story. Even though a lot of them in college football are pretty good, to be fair, but obviously, if they're not that good, they don't have a big, strong leg, then you shouldn't be out there booming 50 yarders, 60 yarders, because it is college. Like 30 is okay, 20 is okay, but like when you get to 40, 50, 60, the game's on the line, the arena's shaking, the weather's going crazy, it's snowing, it's windy, you're cold out there, that plays a factor. I think even when it's cold, it plays a factor, you know what I mean? So, new kicking system, I've heard it is difficult. I heard it can be very difficult, but it should be fun, man. It should be another layer to the game you want to get in there. Swag out. We wanted to put the post-play creativity in your hands. We understand how much self-expression adds to the thrilling plays and moments you create, and we want you to celebrate the way you want every time you score and make a big play. Welcome to our new celebration system. This year, you now have the choice from a variety of 20 different touchdown celebrations, 4 interception celebrations, and 4 first down celebrations. So how does it work? It's simple. When you score, you can press one of the 4 directions on the right stick. If you want to take it up a notch, you can combine the right stick with the left bumper or right bumper, right trigger. This allows you to get swagged out, get pumped to taunt the crowd in your way. So pretty much you get the emote. Let's just call it what we call it in every other game now. When you get a pick, your touchdown, you know what I'm saying, a fumble recovery, a sack, you get the emote how you want to emote. So I think that's a cool feature, man. Shout out to y'all EA for adding that. Victory formation. Welcome to victory formation. We all know the feeling of pivotal run on third or fourth and short. The opposing teams out of timeouts and our running back gets just enough to seal the game. As long as the football games have existed after this game clinching moment, you've had to sit under the center for 30 seconds just to take 3 consecutive kneel downs. Well, I'm happy to say those days are over. This year, as soon as the game is mathematically over, just take a knee. Players will come out onto the field and we will simulate the following kneel downs. Not only does it feel like Saturday, but it can also get you back into your next game. That's actually a very smart and creative feature in the game. Instead of having to sit there and just kneel, and time the game out, the ability to just take a kneel and then everybody walk on the field like that feeling is like, something that I ain't felt in the game. So I'll be looking forward to just like having the game over and then just like take this knee and then players start walking on the field like you're done. If you want to run it back, okay, but like, yeah, you get off the field. I just got this W. Hopefully you want to win inside like I'm going to be, but I think that's a very good feature to have right there, man. Time to get on the field. And just like that, this blog has come to an end. The level of dedication and commitment from our team in the delivering EA Sports College Football 25 makes me proud and fortunate to be a part of. Now I'm hoping with all this information, and if y'all want to go look at it yourself, feel free to go through this article in deep detail. But I'm looking forward to getting more information because I will share that with y'all. But so far, in my opinion, EA College Football 25 is looking like it might be a very good game. They've added some things that I feel like have needed to be added to a football game for quite some time. And coming back after 10, 11 years, man, I think we got something good to play during the summer. And I'm going to be honest with you, man, it's looking like a lot better than our previous Madden games. And it's going to give us a new game we can kind of grind on and look maybe for the coming years. So if you enjoyed this video, y'all be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Until next time, Densky out.